your mom's email today, and I left work before I had a chance to. Minor changes.
Now.
Namaste, salutations, greetings. It's Thursday night. It's 9 o'clock, and that makes it
Thursday Night Vibes with Master Roachee and QueenKate.
the talent.
The talent.
Are we dropping the talent? Are we just going QueenKate now?
I don't know.
Or are we doing QueenKate the talent?
Oh, so QueenKate the talent is my full name. So if you want to use my government name, say QueenKate the talent. But if you just want to use my first name, say QueenKate.
Oh, that simplifies it so very much.
Doesn't it?
So very much. So when will this legal name change take place?
I'm not legally changing my name anytime soon.
Well, you're not.
No.
You're not. Why not?
Because no. Hello, Kayla. Hello, Terry.
Kayla, namaste. Thank you.
Real fast, kids, I want to apologize because whenever I got on to start fiddling with the live this evening, I realized that I might have last week scheduled it for 9 a.m. instead of 9 p.m., which, whoopsie daisies, kids, I'm sorry.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, a morning show would be interesting. It would be interesting.
A morning show would be interesting, but like, we both work in the daytime hours.
Right, but it may be something we can look into in the future.
Possibly. Possibly.
Master Roachee morning, wake and bake with Master Roachee and Caitlin.
Like a rise and blaze.
Yeah. We might be able to do something like that. Or, well, you work crazy hours too.
Yeah.
I was going to say Sunday morning, cannabis and jazz morning.
Cannabis and jazz.
Yeah, Sunday morning.
Hi,
jazz.
Brenda. So y'all who are just now joining us, so last Thursday, And
yes.
if you are one of our return offenders, repeat offenders, we didn't have a Thursday Night Vibes last week because we had no internet and no chance of getting internet.
2 days.
2 days without internet
2
we spent.
days.
And we were supposed to draw for our Instagram giveaway last week.
Yes, we were.
So since we didn't do it
But you knocked out the internet.
I didn't knock out the internet. Whoever was working on something and didn't call before they dug, that's who knocked out the internet. Hi, Mike.
I still think you're responsible somehow. Hey, I want to tell everybody, welcome to Friday Eve.
Friday Eve.
Friday Eve, almost made it through the work week. And, it's congratulations. Congratulations. It's almost Friday. And I know you all deserve it. And I'm looking forward to it, too.
Yes. Hello, Alan McPot.
Ellen, namaste. Namaste, my friend.
So,
thank you for joining us this evening.
Also, I want to just say something else. What was I going to say?
I don't know what you're going to say.
Oh.
I never know what you're going to say.
Oh, so, you guys, the Bearded Buds are doing, what did they call it? A benefit auction. So make sure you head over to the Happy Hippie Head Shop to the benefit auction for the Bearded Buds, sponsored by Brooklyn Boys Cannabis Company. Okay, they're auctioning off some really good stuff, and it's for a good cause. It's to help the Bearded Buds get a new vehicle. So make sure you head over there and support them and show them some love.
Yes. By all means, they could use the help. So if you could assist them with this, that would be fantastic.
Well, and I really like the idea of it because it reminds us that we really are just one big can of fam, supporting each other, showing each other love, doing everything we can to help each other out.
Certainly.
Yeah, guys, head over there. Make sure you can participate or you could just support.
But then head back. Because we've got some really interesting stuff to talk about tonight.
Hello, Cindy. Hello, Jeremiah.
Dr. High is going to be joining us a little bit later, and we're going to talk about a few things, but also we want together to extend everybody a possible business opportunity. Now, this is outside of Master Roachee's garden. This is outside of Dr. High. This is a separate deal. And we're going to be talking about maybe putting something together with a limited number of people. So stay tuned for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I think I'm going to go ahead and do
What are you going to go ahead and do?
I'm going to draw the Instagram giveaway. So,
I don't trust you. Give me that.
Okay, well, show them the hat. Show them the hat.
And this is a hat.
In this hat.
This is a hat. Oh, that hat. This hat. That hat. This hat.
Be careful, you're going to lose stuff out of one of the hats.
They've been thoroughly mixed up.
So in this hat, you got, here, I'll say it to where you can see what you're doing. In this hat, there are 10 names.
See.
We had 10 entries on our Instagram giveaway. Hello, Sally. Hello, Nathaniel.
And thank you, because our Instagram account is...
we're not good at Instagram.
Sorely lacking, and I take full responsibility for it. I know what it would take to build the Instagram account. I just don't have the time nor the energy to do it.
Well, and when I was a teenager, Instagram used to be really big, and I used to be really good at Instagram, but there's life. Life is in the way of our Instagram right now, but we'll get better at it.
Yes, and thank you for helping us. Yes. We really appreciate it.
Big thank you to everybody who entered our Instagram giveaway. We've got 10 people. 10 names.
And this one, you do not have to be present to win.
Yes. No, we will reach out to you, get your stuff. Hello, Doyle.
Hi, Doyle.
And we will contact you about this giveaway. And I think that's how we're going to do our Instagram giveaways in the future, is you don't have to be present for our Facebook Lives to enter our Instagram giveaway unless we specify it.
Right.
So, Hey, nobody gets to see the pit for free.
Oh yeah, that's an OnlyFans thing.
Okay. I got a name. I got a name.
Yes, and the name is. It's going to be backwards to them.
Is it? No, it flips it.
Okay.
Hi, Josh. Sherry Bottiger. I can never pronounce her name.
Sherry Bottiger.
Sherry Botger. Sherry Botger is the winner of our Instagram giveaway.
Congratulations, and we will definitely try to reach out to you, and you can reach out to us. But congratulations, Sherry. Thank you for your help. We're going to be doing more stuff.
Yes.
I'm thinking of a captioning contest.
I like that.
I do too. I've got some really interesting pictures of Caitlin.
Hi, Tiffany.
I'm thinking about having you capture.
I've got some really interesting pictures of Caitlin that could be captioned.
Yeah, I think we're going to do maybe a caption Kate, and then maybe down the road do a caption Master Roachee.
Oh, I'm gonna have to start taking some really bad pictures of you to get good captions.
But yeah, I think that might be one of our next internet or Instagram contests.
Okay.
And we might do something like that on Facebook too. Fun.
I don't know what happened, but we went out for a second. Internet's good. Everything's good.
Well, I'm not 100% convinced somebody's not going to trip over that Ethernet cable.
So, Nathaniel, you might want to keep your eyes peeled because I've already got an idea for the first picture for this. Caption this. And I don't know if we'll do it the same as this, if we'll draw names out of the hat, or if we'll just come together and pick what we think is the best caption.
I think between Mama, you, and the little one, and myself, we will decide what the best caption is.
We can either do it like that, or if we do it on Facebook, we can do whichever caption gets the most likes.
Oh, we can do that too.
Yeah, so we've got options. If it's on Instagram, we'll all pick one. If it's on Facebook, we can
maybe we'll do it on both.
Both.
And we'll have two different pictures to caption.
So two separate giveaways?
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
I'm thinking that might be something that we'll get going here in a week or two.
That sounds nifty.
Stay tuned.
Mike Hunt said, "Oh snap! I'm the caption god."
All right. Well, you know what? Then a lot of expectation is going to be put on you. just to be fair, we expect you to live up to your godlike status.
I miss my admin buddies. I've been kind of going through my whole mental thing these past few weeks, and I haven't been participating online as much.
All right.
Because I've been trying to do like a mental reset. I miss Mike Hood. I miss you. Tell Frank I miss him too.
So yeah, and I think I only have about another week of really, really crazy, hateful schedule, and then I will be posting more and be reaching out and attending more. And there's several people I need to get back with. I haven't. I will. It's just a matter of time. So
well, and I will also be getting better at posting and participating as well, because Sunday is my last day being a full-time employee.
Yay!
I'm still going to work full-time hours, but now I'm going to make my own schedule.
Even better. Even better.
Which I've already started doing. Because some days it works out better for me if I work evening shift, but then on days like today where we're doing our show and talking to our friends and hanging out, it's better if I work day shift, which I work day shift tonight.
Oh, right on. And tomorrow will be our first time setting up at the 12 Points Creators Market in
Hi, Jess.
Terre Haute. So we're looking. This is going to be a first Friday of every month. We're going to be setting up in the in kind of, they're trying to revitalize an area of downtown, and it's kind of got a bohemian vibe, I guess you'd call it.
That's okay. I like bohemian vibes.
Yeah, so it's going to be a really cool and we got one of the last spaces for this year. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. So, what's been going on with Caitlin this week?
So at work, they have decided
Yes.
that in all this warm weather that we're having and whatnot, that
Mhm.
now is the best time for them to rip up all the carpets and redo them.
Okay.
Yes. So, been having to work around carpet crews all week.
It's good for you. It builds character.
It's,
It builds dexterity.
it does build character.
It builds balance. And balance and dexterity are two things that you could use.
It's a pain in the butt, though.
Yes.
Because, so the way we're doing it is we have, so like, they're only redoing the carpets in the hallway. They're not doing the residence rooms at this point in time. So we have to kind of work around the carpet people and kind of like schedule where we have our residents at certain points throughout the day. Otherwise, the residents will get stuck in one area or another, depending on what the carpet people are doing.
And that would upset me.
It's a pain in the butt. It is a huge pain in the butt because also on top of all that, we're trying to make sure they get their medicine, make sure we're providing adequate care, make sure they're getting fed. It's a lot.
Sounds like it. It sounds like it.
What you been up to at work?
Hell.
Same.
Hell. But it's
Same.
about to end. Yes, I've been kind of overseeing one of my favorite construction jobs of all times is paving. Not really. I like building bridges. That is my thing. Give me a nice bridge, a closed road, and I'm happy.
How philosophical.
But no, I've been overseeing some paving operations, and anybody that is familiar with paving, the guys and gals and all the crews work long hours.
Right.
Long hours. And I have an hour and 15-minute commute to the office and an hour and 15 minutes back. So up at 4:30, out the door at 5:30, and hopefully home between 6:30 and 7.
That's rough.
So
I would hate having a long commute personally.
it's not that bad. I used to have it when I worked in Cincinnati and Kentucky, but it helps you prepare for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the way home, it kind of helps you de-stress for the day, and also you can leave work at work and leave home at home, and it kind of works for me.
That's fair.
I hate putting the miles on the car, but
see, whether I'm here or whether I'm at home, I'm always about 20 minutes, give or take, from work. That's about, I mean, I could do a half hour away from work. That'd be fine. But 20 minutes, solid right now.
that works for you.
Solid.
Well, you know what? We don't need to wait any longer.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Really? Okay. Oh, no problem. No problem.
I look down and he's not in his chair.
Okay. Well, we'll wait for him to return. No, it's been a pretty good week all in all. Got a lot done. Basically took a whole day in the office today.
Right.
And got some stuff. Everything's up to date now. John, we worked together. Between the two of us, got everything really knocked out. And so it's looking good.
Hi, Tucker.
Hi, Tucker. Namaste, my friend.
Okay. Now you say what you were going to say a few minutes ago.
Oh, what? That we shouldn't wait any longer to bring David on?
Yeah.
So, David Johnson, a.k.a. Dr. High, welcome to the program, my friend. We just talked on Monday.
We did. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
I'm doing well. What we talked about on Tuesday, I haven't had even a chance to sit down and play with yet. I've been but I will. I'm excited. We got to chat more.
Yep.
So, how have you been since it's the last time we talked?
Busy, 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 busy.
Right
Ooh.
on. Right on.
Yep.
So,
Got some big plans.
That's good. Big plans.
big plans.
Sorry,
Yeah.
he's hard of hearing.
I'm just building something new for Dr. High.
Oh, cool.
I like new things.
Yeah. Tell us about it?
Well, I'm building drhigh.com now.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah. The idea is to build a blog,
I
but
like
a
that.
real blog, one that posts a couple of times a day, one that people can really follow, one that'll touch on, I'll still be a focus on the medical side, the legal side, the scientific side, but it'll be current analysis of what's going on in the marketplace, uh, new, new studies coming out and things happening with laws in different areas, and much more focused on um, current events in cannabis, and with posting every day, but more publicly, working with some companies to get products that I know are beneficial to people who are, just getting into cannabis, vaporizers and some cultivation stuff maybe, and things like that. Just people whose products have the ability to work well.
All right.
Right.
On.
What I believe in, and a lot of different stuff there. It's going to become more of an active hub, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn drhigh.ca into a not-for-profit that can work to get all the material that's been created to this point, all the books and that, out as a free resource all the time.
That would be fantastic.
Yep, that's
Just
the idea.
yeah. That is just a great thing to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's not your. Let everybody know, it's not their screen. If our lighting looks kind of weird and stuff at times, it's because we're out on the patio and we're under color changing LEDs. So, well, uh, we may no longer be, but so
Red.
And I thought it was this beautiful gas gang pen I've been smoking on for 4 days, and I'm thinking, Jesus, now it's affecting my eyesight.
right, right. No, it was it's our color changing lights.
I like it when I'm so twisted that I can't tell whether or not I'm tripping though. I like that.
Yeah. High is a good state of mind.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You
For sure.
know, that's for sure.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hey, it's Joshua White.
Hi Josh.
Hey, Josh. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. Namaste,
Oh, Sherry's here too. Sherry.
Sherry.
Hey girl, hey. You
Hi.
won our Instagram giveaway, babes.
Hey, yes, you did. Congratulations. Congratulations. I was thinking about this. Yeah, maybe once a month or so, uh, getting a panel together and letting people ask questions of the panel. So, David, I wanted to. I'm putting you on the spot, but I would like to put you on the panel, and I'd also like to talk to Joshua about being on a panel, and we'll kind of rotate people through. But it'd be three of us or so, and taking questions from the audience.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. Really, I'm all about anything that disseminates information in the proper way about this plant, right?
Right on.
And I know a lot of people have questions, and I find that through my posts and the interaction I have with people, a lot of people really appreciate the knowledge.
Oh, yes,
yeah.
they do.
Like,
And
people like it. So, and I think they want to know more about what they consumed, and so
education is the key to cannabis right now, and other cannabinoids and hemp products. And people are beginning to see the other side of the propaganda that they've been, told their whole life, and are slowly opening up. And the more we can educate them in a thorough, uh, easy manner,
Yeah.
uh, I think we'll have huge successes.
Yeah. Now here's something that a lot of people might not think about, but cannabinoids are the same in hemp and in cannabis. They're
Oh
the
yeah,
same cannabinoids. The only difference that defines the two is that 0.3% THC volume by weight. That's the definition of hemp. Everything else, as a matter of fact, hemp is actually a better supply of cannabinoids other than THC, because
oh certainly,
this plant started off as a wild plant. It wasn't under cultivation. The cultivation has actually been designed over the last 40 years to breed out everything but THC, and it wasn't until Charlotte Figge got sick and they started to experiment in Colorado with high CBD strains. Are we starting to see CBD strains start coming back in prevalence, right? With
yeah, and CBG strains. Uh,
right.
that's another big one, and that's the stem cell of everything.
Yeah.
CBG.
Yeah, they say it's a precursor to THC, so
Yep, precursor to THC and CBD.
and CBD.
Yes, I mean it's just it's the, basically the stem cell that everything else evolves from.
Right.
So very very potent, and has so many uses.
Right.
So I'd imagine early in the harvest cycle, early in the flower cycle would probably be CBG's most prevalent. So they could probably target that through harvest time also, right? By preventing the maturation of the plant at a certain time to capture higher CBG concentrations.
Right, and I imagine that different cannabinoids peak at different times during the growth cycle, and
Yeah.
that would make perfect sense. Also, perfect sense.
Well, and wouldn't different terpenes also peak at different times?
That because as when you harvest, you can get a different flavor profile from harvesting a little early to harvesting a little late to harvesting at that sweet spot.
Yeah.
Right.
So and yes, a lot of that has to do with the terpene profile.
Yeah. You can also change the high depending on when you harvest during the maturation of the trichromes.
That's true. The more golden,
trichromes, more heady.
mhm.
As the trichromes darken, they lean more towards an indica type high, where an early harvest will bring you more of a sativa like effect.
Yeah, we like to see, or when I was growing, I'd like to see nice flecks of amber through there, not too heavy, just lightly flecked with amber. And for me, my personal taste,
Just past milky, just on the turn.
yeah, we got mostly milky and a few ambers lurking around there,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh yeah, that is the sweet spot. I don't care what the day is, what the hour, we are harvesting.
And that's it, right? Because you do watch it. When you approach that cycle, you're in there with the scope looking all the time.
Oh,
You're on top of it trying to know.
yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. A day makes a difference.
And it's only by yeah, a day can make a huge difference. When you're getting ready to harvest.
Yeah.
And that also, depending from strain to strain on the maturation rate at that point.
Well, every factor. That's why you have to do it by eye.
Mm-hmm.
Really, harvest is one of the processes. I mean, there's so many you do visually with cannabis cultivation, but harvest is an eye thing, right? The rest of the swelling is there, and you can see the maturation, but it comes down to the detail, right? And that's under magnification,
The only way to tell. And you are so right, my friend. So right.
So, David, I don't know if you have your comments turned on to where you can see comments.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and read Josh's. His says CBG creates a super highway for CBD and THC to make them bind to both CB1 and CB2 receptors.
And you
Nice.
see, I love knowing
Nice.
smart people.
Well,
And
that's it. And that's what it's going to take, right? It's going to take smart people that can have conversation and develop the confidence of the people who are able to hear the information, and then it'll slowly start, because we're overcoming a stigma that was put into place by a government.
oh
Right?
yeah, government and media.
Yeah, I mean, so much demonization. That's a battle to fight there, to get beyond it. But
Oh,
it's starting, right? People are starting to.
I'm going to stop you right there. Now, I know what we just said may surprise a lot of people, that the government and media lied to you. So take a deep breath. Don't be too shocked. I know this is a major jolt, but go ahead, David. I just wanted to
No.
put that warning out there for people.
Well, I understand how important that warning is. I know we should have actually done a warning before we made that statement.
Yes,
to
yes,
to leave the room before they heard something so shocking.
Close your ears.
yes. A trigger warning.
Yes, absolutely. It might have been a good idea. We'll have to keep that in mind
Yes,
during
yes,
future
we will.
conversation.
I mean, if the government will hide aliens from us for like what, how many years? Of course they'll hide whatever they want to hide.
Yeah, for different reasons though. Aliens, so that they can get that technology sorted out before anybody else gets a hold of it.
Yeah.
And cannabis, because it was a threat to their wealthy friends who were discovering synthetic fibers from petroleum and the pharmaceutical industry that was developing, and cannabis was a threat to all of it.
And to the timber barons that cannabis was going to make superior paper and cardboard and everything.
Not just that. People think about this whole thing about the cannabis plant is all about the drug aspect, or the fact that it can get you high.
I know. And that's probably the least important aspect of this plan.
Yeah, the whole thing is, right, if farms replaced these empty fields and these fields that were in poor condition because of the depletion of the soil and things like that, if they just planted cannabis and let it grow, we would solve so many issues with global warming, with it scrubs the air. And the really scary thing is, in order to make like one of the big reams of newsprint that a newspaper would use, right? The massive rolls, like something like the New York Times would use or something like that. I think it takes 4 acres of trees, 3 years to produce the pulp that's required to make this massive ream of paper.
Right.
Yeah.
They could do this with hemp, using 1 acre of hemp that's renewable each and every year.
Yeah. If you did rotation planting, an acre of hemp in rotation would produce as much paper as 4 acres of timber over 20 years.
That's it, 20 years, not 30, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like, I haven't read about that in a long time, but that was always a fact that struck me as quite shocking. All the corn that's used for ethanol, that ethanol could be produced by the hemp plant.
Oh, certainly.
And you wouldn't have to drive some of the essential grain that goes to help supplement the diets of people around the world. Right? There are so many potential things here.
The other thing about if you're growing hemp in soil, if you grow hemp in any soil that's been contaminated by anything,
it cleanses it.
Yes, it cleanses the soil and it pulls all the toxins and trash out of the soil.
Yeah. You may not want to smoke it, but it's perfectly suited for 1,000 other uses.
Right. Well, Henry Ford was a pretty amazing guy.
Yeah.
And he had a car pretty much completely built out of hemp. I mean, all the panels were hemp.
Yep.
And the engine was built to run on hemp
biodiesel.
Yeah, biodiesel.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a forward-thinking individual, and a lot of people were excited about the hemp industry. You know, when all of this went down in 1937, they were calling it the next billion-dollar industry in the 30s. I mean, there was all kinds of machinery companies that were gearing up to process fibers. I mean, it was going to go full steam, and then Asslinger and
Freaking Asslinger and
DuPont and
Yeah.
Hearst and all of those uh, creatures, you know, did a midnight deal and took everybody by surprise,
Yeah.
including the
And,
AMA.
and they did the world a real disservice,
Yeah,
right?
oh
they
yeah,
did.
Because not only did they demonize it in the United States, but they used their influence within the United Nations or the League of Nations, whatever it was back then. And still countries, I know there was concern in Canada when we legalized that we'd be in contravention of like 27 fucking treaties, you know what I mean, on drugs and stuff like that. So, it's still out there. Look at places like the Philippines where there is a cannabis culture, but it's not safe to, it's just a plant, right? It's just a
Right.
plant.
And it's an amazing,
It
amazing
could be the most versatile plant on the planet.
Oh, certainly.
I believe
Right.
that there is no plant that can do as many things and interact with the human body in the way it does. It can feed us, it can clothe us, it can shelter us, it can provide our fuel, it can do everything. It can clean our environment, it can change global warming. There are just every reason in the world that this plant should be worshipped and everywhere. You know what I
well,
mean?
and I know they don't want to talk about it either, but it can also help treat certain diseases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I was teasing this earlier, David, that we might have some business opportunities available for the right people.
Yeah.
And now there is I want to tell everybody up front, there is a small investment, but I think the returns are going to be very, very nice. Uh, and the products that we're going to be talking about are pretty incredible. And in fact, you can find these products over at, if you check out Mama Roachee's dispensary. Mama Roachee now has her own online dispensary. And these products are legal in all 50 states, and they're becoming legal in Canada or some version of them. Uh, and I'll tell you what, they are good. They are good. You can ask Caitlin. She experienced. Why don't you tell them what
The
happened to
fair
you?
story?
Yes, your
The
fair
fair
story.
story?
Yes, your fair story.
It's a long story. It's really not that long. I just overthink it a little bit, I guess.
Yes, you do. As you do everything.
Well,
And we never get the product of an overthinking. We usually get the product of underthinking. So go ahead.
so folks, I was out laying out in the sun, just chilling, toasted. And then mom's like, let's go to the fair. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I eat a drumstick and I put some clothes on and I kind of come down from the little high I was on. And I'm sitting on the couch and me and mom are looking at stuff. And here comes Master Roachee out of nowhere. And he shoves one of the, what are they called?
Sour apple.
Rocks?
Yeah, rocks.
Gummy rocks?
And I'll have to get the container
Yeah.
and show you. Although it's almost
The
empty.
Giggles brand sour apple gummy rocks. They
Yeah.
got nerds all over them. And at first I was like, oh no. I just got unhigh for the fair. Now I'm going to get re-high for the fair. I was like, okay, fine. It's cool. And it was pretty legit fair after that.
Now
It's a little spooky at times because I get really paranoid when I'm out in public places, since we do still live in a state that's a prohibition state. Even though it's 100% legal, I still
yep,
get
it
that
is.
kind of mind paranoia going on about me.
It is legal, and the reason it is because of this nano emulsion technology, which is really amazing, and that's how the products are made. So I'm really enjoying it. I got some mushrooms for microdosing, and have been very happy with them. But yeah, David, go ahead. Am I talking too much here?
No, you're talking exactly as much as you need to talk. That's just the way it is, right? No more, no less. You know, what I would like to get into a little bit is what you just touched on, the nano emulsion technology. I just want to explain to people why that is a game changer when it comes to these products. Basically, when you take cannabis and extract it into a concentrate for product preparation, you can only do it into two methods, into either a fat or an alcohol. The only two places that cannabis or cannabinoids are soluble. Our bodies aren't made of um, oil, right? So we will absorb some of the fats from that oil, but we will pass through most of that oil through our system.
All right.
Science has proven that we absorb in a cannabis oil preparation between 4 and 20% of the available cannabinoids. So that means for every bottle of CBD oil, every bottle of THC CBD oil, for every gummy, for everything that you eat currently that contains a cannabis preparation, 80% to 96% of those cannabinoids are passing right through you without ever being absorbed. What nanoemulsion technology allows to happen is it allows to bind cannabinoids in water. This is done through ultrasonic pulse and using a suffocant in order to keep the molecules suspended and stable inside that water preparation. From there, it can be desiccated into a powder, or it can remain in a liquid form and mixed with other things. The particle size is about 45/100th of what it would be in oil. So the surface area as it goes through your body is much greater. Your absorption rate can be up to 99%. So that means for that 30 milligram dose that you've just paid $60 for, where you're normally going to get the benefit of maybe a buck or two of actual cannabinoids, now if you're getting that same dosage, you're going to get your entire money's worth. You'll be able to absorb all those cannabinoids and receive all the medical benefits. It happens rapidly where it doesn't happen with edibles normally. You'll feel it in, how long was it for you? 10 to 15 minutes?
For me, and with normal edibles as well, I've noticed they take longer. So let's see, I'd say about half hour to 45 minutes.
That's still quite reasonable. And was it a little faster for you, Master Roachee?
Yeah, I think so. With some of the great tarts that I had, I think it was an onset in about 15 minutes.
Nice.
But those are kind of like sweet tarts, so I let them dissolve more in my mouth than eat them. So
Right.
that's going to bring on a little bit of a faster onset too.
That's it. If you put it under your tongue and let it dissolve,
Yeah, exactly.
that's a rapid delivery right there. You know, sublingual is a good way to go.
Yeah.
It is, and that's the way we suggest people to take our oils also, is sublingually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and I think that this is going to be really exciting. Now, what I want to do is set up a time, and we're going to have to limit this initially to maybe 5, no more than 10 people that are seriously interested in hearing more about what David and I are doing. I want to set this up for Sunday afternoon, around Sunday evening, 6 or 7 o'clock. Sunday evening. And if you contact me about being interested, then I'll send you a link. And David and I will meet with everybody on Sunday afternoon and explain more of what's going on and how this works, and and also if you're interested in an opportunity, then DM me and let me know, and I will add, put our list together, and we'll get with you. And uh, I don't do things willy nilly. I'm very measured in my business and in those decisions. And I think that this is a great opportunity, and I think could be a great opportunity for several people, or a lot of people. But again, there is a small investment fee that will need to be done. So be aware of that. It's under $1,000. Uh, in fact, it could be under $600. But there is a fee involved. So before you say yes, I want to be part of this, be aware that's part of it.
Yeah,
Yipper.
absolutely.
Yeah, I just want to be upfront with anybody. I don't want to mislead anybody.
And it's like any other business, right? It's a business that you're going to have to give some attention to.
Yeah,
You're
it's
going
going
to
to take
put
more.
your effort into it. You know what I mean?
The more
Nobody
you nurture it,
succeeds without an effort. But the beautiful part about this is for the people that we interact with through platforms such as this, through my work with Dr. High, through you as Master Roachee and the shows you go to and the things you participate in. This is so perfectly in alignment with us.
Yes, it is.
Finally, time that us in the cannabis community had an opportunity as a regular person to get a piece of the industry for themselves, right? To be able to share their passion, to be able to share their knowledge, to be able to help people find high quality products, to allow those products to go to their homes discreetly, where they can avoid the stigmatization that is out there because, depending on their job or their status in the community or whatever the case may be, they
Right, they
shouldn't
can't be seen walking into the pharmacy or dispensary.
yeah, they shouldn't be penalized for their need or their desire to use cannabis, and they shouldn't be subjected to scrutiny for doing so. So this is a way that they have the opportunity to avoid that also.
And the flip side of this is the people that do try to buy things off of the internet and end up getting screwed over because the company was not legitimate, took their money, never sent them any product, or sent them something, but it wasn't the product they ordered.
Right.
With this, you don't have that fear.
No, and for a fact this to be true,
Yes.
right? You've had the experience, you've used the product. See, here in Canada, it's been a little more challenging for me because we haven't received any product yet. We're only going to be opening with mushroom-based products, but from what I hear, they're quite effective and very good.
I have been very happy with the mushrooms. And again,
the Viscaria and the other preparations that you've received, eh?
Yes. I've been happy with everything I've tried so far.
Well, they just announced that they're releasing actually more products in the mushroom line. That like a mushroom coffee beverage and some other things that are coming. For Canada, we're actually not even going to see THC and CBD products until sometime into July. So we're opening just on the mushrooms. But what's really interesting is because I can shift a portion of my day into learning about the potential benefits of mushrooms, because I think it's so well aligned to being used along with cannabis in just a regular wellness regimen, right? Not even if you're dealing with something specific, that's one way to approach it, but even just for general wellness, just for a good well-being psychologically, mentally, physically, I think the combination of the two have fantastic potential. As a matter of fact, I published my first blog post yesterday, just kind of testing how it works, right? I'm a
Right.
trial and error kind of guy, and I'm sorry for those of you that see me put them on Facebook and take the time to look. They're not maybe the best at the moment, but I'm working on that, and I will get better. There's for sure that I will. But
Well, we know it.
I reviewed a study about the combination of cannabis and psilocybin, and there are some really interesting results coming out. And if anybody wants to take a look at it, it's at drhigh.ca in the blogs. But
yeah, I've been a microdoser for quite a long time, and it has definitely helped me with some conditions and some issues.
Yeah.
So personally, for me, it worked, and I continue to. I'm planning on continuing that
and
therapy.
it's natural.
Yes.
So
Sure to help beats a lot of the pharmaceuticals and the side effects.
exactly.
Sherry, you're okay. I'm the comment reader, and I'm just there's a goat in our yard right now, and I'm kind of distracted. You're fine to talk about
You're
it's all
outside
good.
right now. Oh, that's nice. You're outside.
Yes, we're outside.
Yeah, we're out on the patio with the duck and the goat, and
Oh, I was thinking earlier, Master Roachee, when you were talking about a morning show, and Kate's like, well, I don't know if I can be there tomorrow. And I could imagine a Master Roachee and a Dr. High morning show.
oh geez, that could be interesting.
It
That
could be.
interesting.
The only reason I don't know if I could be there is because of work.
Yeah.
But aren't you putting together your own schedule now?
I am putting together my own schedule now. Duck.
Ducks, goats.
Yeah. All kinds of wildlife and farm life around
I
here.
know my dog's been a little crazy today because I think it's discovered that something is living under the shed.
Oh no!
And he's been a little out of sorts all day back there trying to figure out what it is. And he's a big boy, right? So God forbid whatever's under there pokes its head out. I hope it doesn't.
Well, I hope he doesn't try to dig and find it.
Yeah, no, I don't think he'd be that aggressive with it. I think he's more curious, but you just never know, right?
Right.
That's why they're animals, because we can't predict their nature.
Usually, for me, the animals don't distract me as bad. But then when they start talking, like this primal urge to talk to the animals just like raises up out of me, and I want to, like the ducks chattering over there, I want to be like quack 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 quack.
Oh, it'd be so cool, like Dr. Doolittle, right? To have the opportunity to communicate with your animal, even if it was just a special gift we got once a year. It would be awesome, right? To really know, like,
yeah, once a year.
The job as a pet parent,
Listen, once a year, but you can talk to all of your pets, because I don't think I could just, like, if it was only one of my pets, I would not have enough time to ask them all the questions.
Well, she is a domesticated cuckoo.
Okay.
So she does have this wild side. Oh, hold on. We haven't mentioned who this show is sponsored by.
Oh.
Would you like to do that?
Yeah.
You got to get warmed up.
Yeah. Okay. Hey fam, it's Kate, and this show is sponsored by Master Roachee's Garden. Head on over to MasterRoachee'sGarden.com, where you can find high-quality products such as beard oil, rapid relief cartridges, our CBD oil, and much, much more. Head on over to MasterRoachee'sGarden.com. Once again, that is MasterRoachee'sGarden.com, where you can pick yourself up some high-quality products today. That's what you get.
And that's a message from the talent. How did you get that name again?
No.
Oh, you gave it to yourself.
I don't want to talk about
Well,
it.
thank you. Yes, MasterRoachee'sGarden.com. MasterRoachee'sGarden.com that sponsors this program, along with Mama Roachee's Dispensary.
Jason Willis wants to know how many animals I have.
Too many.
Well, so the problem where I find in counting my animals is, like, My parents'
She
animals.
runs out of counters.
My parents' animals, I like to count as my animals too, because like I come over and I interact with them, and they miss me when I'm gone. So like I count them as my animals too. But like personally, I have 8
Yeah, you
cats.
can't count the zoo animals anymore like that since the restraining order.
8 cats. And then I've got dogs and horses, and then at mom's house we have duck and the neighbor's goat and cats.
But you are losing more and more animals as the restraining orders are piling up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
is
mean,
what it
you
is.
just can't, go into
Listen.
neighbors' yards and.
If I see
Yeah.
a cute floofer, I'm gonna pet the cute floofer. Period.
Hey, can we ask Eugene Doyle? He says my back pain is worse and CBD no longer works without additional pharmaceuticals. Is it just straight CBD he takes? Has he thought about introducing some THC into the mix?
I'm not sure because we've been helping Doyle. Doyle, what were you taking? Was that just the CBD, or I think you were taking just the Ambrosia Nights? So yeah, let me know because we could possibly change that up. So I don't know what we were giving you last time because you might want the golden medley if you're not taking that, or if you're taking that, we may switch it up a little bit. So our golden medley is full spectrum CBD, CBDA, and CBG added to it. And it's also possible.
He's taking both the golden medley and Ambrosia
Right.
Nights.
Okay. Well, I don't know, Doyle. That's something that you may need to discuss with your doctor because you could, do a golden medley. I wouldn't. No. I wouldn't add or encourage you to take more of either one of those. So yeah, we'll talk. We'll get together and talk and see if I can't formulate something up for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was just wondering if he was using any THC at all in there in combination, right? Because the THC does have benefits for the pain, but some people don't want to use the THC itself. So
we're in a prohibition state, so we don't really get that option.
Oh, you don't have the option to try it,
right? Because yes, I would definitely love to add some Delta 9 to this formulation to make it very effective. But where we're at, we're not allowed that option, unfortunately.
Well, you do have access to a lot of products that will be legal in your state.
Yes. So I think we could probably help Doyle find something that's going to be effective for him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a shame to see somebody have to transition back out of cannabis into pharmaceuticals if there is a way that we can help them adjust to find the right, relief that they're looking for.
Right. Well, for some reason the legislatures and politicians in Indiana seem to have no problem whatsoever of denying their constituents, access to medication.
Is it strong opposition? Like is public opinion one for legalization?
Oh yeah.
Public opinion.
Yeah. Public opinion. Oh.
Well, okay. So public opinion is yes. Like the majority of Indiana wants legal cannabis. However, our governor Eric Holcomb has come out and stated, like on a record somewhere, because I found it in several sources before, that as long as he's governor of Indiana, he will never allow THC or cannabis to be legal in Indiana,
regardless of what the federal government.
I wonder what his experience was that has him so adamant about.
I think it's called Eli Lilly.
Yeah, a large part of it is Eli Lilly.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Eli Lilly's based out of Indianapolis.
And they're
that's his mistress.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Eli Lilly has a lot of say in Indiana politics.
Sounds like a stripper name to me.
Hi, Tim Tucker.
But as far as constituents, this is an older poll. It was put out a few years ago, but Ball State University did a poll, and 81% of adults in Indiana favor some type of decriminalization. The only breakdown is the groups that whether they are wanting adult rec and medical, just medical. That's where the lines are kind of drawn. But
Yeah.
up to that point, everybody agrees that this should not be an issue any
No.
longer in the state of Indiana.
Yeah.
And I am one of those that agrees, and I am running for District 42 state legislature
If they put his name on the ballot
this
this time.
So, yeah, but be looking for my name on the ballot, District 42 in Indiana, as your libertarian state legislator.
Yes.
Cheap plug.
So there's been talk that, not
Nice.
to get too super political, but there's been talk that Larry Bouchon's going to be the next governor of Indiana after Eric
God.
Holcomb. So like it's rough. It's rough
Yeah.
out here.
Yep.
That's a shame, right? So you gotta look underneath, because guaranteed, how old is the governor of the state? Approximately?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
I think he's in probably early mid-60s.
Yeah.
Oh, so guaranteed he has had a cannabis experience or two in his time.
Oh, I'm sure he
For
has.
sure.
He knows firsthand, unless he was one of those, because I can say for a fact I did have a couple of friends in high school that had really negative effects to cannabis right away and did not find the experience pleasant, never overcame it, gave it a couple of opportunities, it just didn't change for them. So I know for sure there are some people that this is just not a good fit. Period.
Right. Well, one of the cool things that's going on in Indiana is that county by county are kind of decriminalizing on their own.
Yeah.
So a lot of counties, including the county that we live in, if it's under an ounce, you get a ticket.
Right. So they're not even actively enforcing the law.
No. The county ordinances have told the law enforcement officials, it's not worth your time. It's not worth the county's time. It's not worth the taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
To do this.
Yeah.
And
really, the social cost and the economic cost of court proceeding, incarceration for this is really a disservice to the public taxpayer and a real waste of their money, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So, it's going to take a lot of grassroots, because we do not have ballot measures in Indiana. So we couldn't get this on a ballot for, the voters to vote on.
It's probably what we call a referendum in Canada, but I guess that's where the public actually gets to vote on the specific issue, right?
Yeah, we don't have that. Everything has to go through the legislature. So it's going to take a lot of hard work, grassroots effort. And maybe changing some of our legislatures. That
the people have the power to do that still.
Yes, they do.
For how long, we don't know. But for now,
not too long ago, actually a few years ago, Indiana was still a blue law state, and
which means what? You could still beat your wife with a stick as long as it was smaller than your thumb and allowed to have relations.
I wish the stick thing was true.
I don't know what all the blue law entails, but I do know that the biggest part of it was no alcohol sales on Sunday at all.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I traveled in the States a lot when I was growing up and everything, and my parents were both from England, from Britain. So for them, alcohol was pretty normal part of the day. The 5 o'clock drink. They're from the 50s, and they were concerned because they know we were going into dry counties and stuff, and we were camping. So they were always on the right for where they were okay to have their bottle of wine at night or whatever. So yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, we weren't. I was in the Army and I was stationed in Texas, and was at a place called Canyon Lake outside of Uh, yeah, Fort Sam Houston,
I was gonna say it
San Antonio,
escapes
outside
you.
of San Antonio.
Okay.
We didn't realize in that county they had no alcohol consumption before noon on Sunday. So we were at the beach, hanging out, drinking, having beer for breakfast, and all. And a Texas sheriff drove up, or deputy, and made us pour our beer out, and explain the law to us. And the guys from the campsite down yelled at us and brought us over some solo cups, and so we went back to beer drinking. But he kept cruising until noon, and then he took off.
Yeah, they do still have some funny ones. I was in New Hampshire about I don't know, 20 years ago, I guess, at a bar, in a hotel, in the hotel bar. And I always enjoyed to have my beer and a scotch on the side.
Right.
So I order that way, give me a beer and give me a Maker's Mark. And he was like, I can't do that, sir. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Why not? Well, you can't have two drinks in front of you at the same time. You can only have one at a time. I'm like, pardon me? How does that work? Do I got to scoot down two chairs to do a shot or what?
Tell him, okay, have the scotch in your left hand and the beer in your right hand.
They're not in front of me.
Yep, and as soon as I grab one, I'll grab the other.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, how long was it going to last, right?
Right.
Yeah, still funny. I don't know.
I like how you order, but hold the beer and give me a Glenlivet.
Glenlivet. Nice.
That is my choice.
Yeah, see, now I'm funny. I've always been a big fan of the Kentucky bourbons and the Tennessee whiskeys. I really love that honey and oak and floral tones. I'm not a big smoky guy, right?
Right on.
That's fair.
But funny, one time I used to like to collect really nice bottles of alcohol, Louis the 13th and all the high-end stuff. So I bought a bottle of Bowmore Scotch.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 30-year-old, I believe, $600 bottle anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But I bought it because it was black and it was hand painted and it was really, really spectacular. You know what I mean? It was a showpiece, and I thought that's going to look great in my bar.
Right.
So back in the day when we used to party on things beyond cannabis,
right.
I see my wife at some point is drinking something with a Coke, and I'm like, well, what are you drinking? She said, oh, I'm drinking some scotch. And I said, I wasn't aware we had any in the house. And she says, no, I found a black bottle up there in the bar. I said, well, how much have you drank? And she said, well, almost the whole bottle. I realized that was $600, that bottle.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I've had similar instances happen. Not with anything that expensive, but
oh, jeez.
Well,
good thing I was too high to care.
Right? Oh well, we'll get some more.
I don't know if you know this or have noticed this, but still in Indiana, it's still so conservative to the point where, yes, they'll sell alcohol on Sunday now, but no alcohol sales after 8 p.m. If you're up to no good if you want to buy alcohol after 8 p.m. on a Sunday.
Well, I think I would prefer to see much narrower margins on alcohol sales and open up the cannabis sales because, when people drink, they can get wild. But I've smoked weed with a lot of people and I've been around a lot of people. And I've never seen someone smoke a joint and want to get in a fight. I've never seen someone smoke a joint. You know what? We need more joints. Let's go rob the bank. I've never seen it not one fucking time ever. And yet,
never saw somebody
using that alcohol. Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Never saw a joint help somebody commit suicide. I've never seen a joint help a person wreck a car, kill his best friend, and put his girlfriend in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I've never seen a joint, somebody smoke a joint and pass out at a party and wake up, and find out that she's pregnant, 3 months down
Right.
the road. Uh, yeah, there's just so much negative
Yeah.
things that can happen with alcohol, the drunk driving, the spousal abuse.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. One of the biggest things about alcohol for me is how mean people can get off of
Yes.
Yeah.
alcohol.
People
It's like,
become very aggressive. Yeah.
yeah, it's like their personalities completely change and they get mean. But I've never seen somebody be high and be mean.
Nope.
They're just happy.
If they're mean when they're high, they're just plain mean.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just ornery. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, they're just a mean person in general.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a spirit that can't be broken. It's just not the kind of spirit we want to spend time with.
Right, right.
You know?
It's like, yeah, God, you should see him when he's not high.
Yeah.
Meaner.
Yeah, no doubt, eh?
This is the mellow
Well,
version of him.
It's really insane the way it's become, It just doesn't make sense. But I mean that's for me, that's my purpose really, is to really just try to open people's eyes and try to help the people that are scared because of the brainwashing that's happened for so long, but could really be the beneficiaries of this plant. Right. But they just don't know it yet. And that's really what I feel I've been put here to do, is help them breach that gap between not knowing and curious and hoping it can help, and then finding out that, yes, maybe it can help. Yes, it's safe. Yes, it's a viable thing to include into your lifestyle. And the worst thing that could really happen is you might actually have some fun too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And our primary audience are cannabis users.
Yeah.
A large portion of our audience.
Yes.
But we're also growing a portion of our audience that are health conscious and want to learn more about the CBD and cannabinoids and all.
Yep.
And we want to be able to help welcome in new people that are cannabis curious.
Yes.
And give them good, solid, and try to be non-biased. I mean, if there's a problem with something, or techniques or other things, well, I'm more than willing to call out the cannabis industry if I see something fishy or not right. So, I want to be very upfront and honest and give people good, credible information. I know that, of course, you do too.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen the way I take the approach, right? The approach I take to it. There's no claims. There's just simply scientific evidence, clinical evidence, evidence from trials. It's just all supported by published information, just assembled into one place and easy. But that's one thing I'm really looking forward to with the blog side of it, is instead of researching through past articles, I'm going to be able to take current articles and back test them against historical articles. And I'm going to start doing a lot more kind of commentary, right? From not just, especially when we get into the legal articles about the legal side of things, or articles about certain products that might be beneficial in cultivation. Certain ways that you can use predator insects to control, beneficial insects to control other pests in the garden, spider mites and aphids and thrips and things like that. It can be done cheaply and efficiently with beneficial insects. There's so many topics to explore.
Oh, there are tons.
I can write 5 articles a day for the rest of my life and probably not even scratch.
Oh, ladybugs are wonderful.
But the thing is, I understand how to use the AI technology to get the most out of this information, to dissect it and analyze it and compare it to all information within databases to come to an opinion that is factual, that does not lean to one side or the other, just presents the facts.
Right.
If there are
Oh.
risks, they're disclosed always.
Oh, all right. Well, I want to talk a little bit more. I'm going to put Kate on the
Hang on.
kind of on the spot. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Denise.
Oh, hey Denise. Namaste.
Sorry.
Namaste.
What are you putting me on the spot for, Ben?
I think next Thursday we should do a challenge.
A challenge?
Yes, an herbal tea challenge. I think each of us should come up with a summer herbal tea recipe. Summer herbal tea recipe.
There's so much I could do with summer.
Okay. So do you accept the challenge?
Yeah, but who's going to test our tea, buddy?
Well, we've got a whole willing test audience. So, yeah, I challenge you to a summer herbal tea.
A summer herbal tea.
And not only to taste, but health benefits. Benefits from the summer herbal tea.
Okay, fine. I'll do it.
You'll do it?
Yeah.
All right. So we have a challenge for next Thursday. Summer herbal tea challenge.
Also, I wanted to touch on, because we were talking about beneficial bugs. One of the coolest things I've learned most recently is you can also plant certain types of plants around your plants in the garden, and they'll help keep
marigolds.
Not just marigolds. If you plant like basil by your tomato plants, it helps keep certain buggies away.
It's called companion planting.
Yes. I can't think of the word.
And that's nice to do. I've seen some gardens in California where around the base of the plant, it's a beautiful floral array, right? You have this 15 or 20 foot gorgeous cannabis plant in the middle of a garden of beautiful flowers, right? So, they're obviously using techniques like that to control things naturally, and the more we can do that, the better it is.
Well, yeah, there's a whole way of planting plants and vegetables next to each other, where one may have a higher nitrogen production, and another plant needs higher nitrogen. They can share that. They can benefit by helping repel certain bugs and disease. Another thing is planting pumpkins in with your corn. Deer don't like pumpkin vines on their legs because of the prickliness of them, so they stay out of the corn. There's a lot of different ways to work out companion planting, and I love doing it.
Hi, Frank.
No, that's incredible.
I think it's nifty because if you were to do it in just the right way, you could have everything you need out of a garden.
Well, certainly.
Boom.
Certainly.
But they would have learned this over time, right? When we were an agricultural society and not a processed food society with corporate farms that do God knows what to what we're ingesting.
Right.
Well, back in the 70s, and I guess into the 80s, there was only really two things I had subscriptions to, and it was Rolling Stone magazine and Mother Earth's News. Back when Mother Earth's News was not a country living magazine, it was,
wasn't it a naturist magazine? We'll say.
Yeah, it was all about homesteading and animal husbandry and crops and how to live on your own or produce as much of yourself. And it had wonderful recipes and just a good solid magazine. But it changed a number of years ago. It's gone through a few changes, but the original Mother Earth was just amazing. A hippie living magazine.
A hippie living magazine.
Hippie living magazine.
Well, I mean, there are reasons that people know these things,
right?
Because they've done it. Right? It hasn't happened because science said it did. It's happened because people's experience said that it does.
Oh,
Right?
yeah, certainly.
It's not
Yeah.
because a scientific study came out and said plant this next to this and that next to that and that next to that. Sure, now there would be writings about it because we're there, but how did that happen in the first place? People knew that long before there was an internet.
Oh, you know, a lot of experimentation, a lot of shared knowledge,
Yeah.
especially in the areas of herbalism, because it was frowned upon for. I mean, it's still frowned upon, but you know, people don't understand everything that we're using today has its roots in plant medicine.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, the science was just able to go into those plants, find out, you know, and take this small thing and make it an isolate or whatever, and combine it and synthesize it. But it all started out as natural medicine.
Yeah, all of it. They used to send scientists into the jungles in some of the most dangerous places on the planet to try and find obscure plants that villagers said could do things.
Right.
Right? So this is how the evolution occurred in Brazil and in Papua New Guinea and all these kind of countries, you know?
And cannabis has been, you know, one of the longest running medications that humanity has used.
Oh yeah.
And it's built into literally into our bodies with our endocannabinoid system.
Right.
We were made to use cannabinoids.
And we may have adapted that
Yes,
system because.
Well, Mike said the most beneficial part of the cannabis plant is the roots, and I've heard this.
Yes, don't throw out your roots.
I've heard of people grinding the roots down into a powder and using it because it has
teas, eh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Roots.
Yep. Don't throw out your roots.
Making teas, salves, tinctures, all kinds of stuff.
Every plant, every part of the plant is useful.
Yeah.
Every part of it.
Yeah. Have you ever had roasted hemp seeds?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're fantastic. They're so nutty and delicious.
Listen, macaroni and cheese with hemp hearts and toasted hemp seeds.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds good. And good for you.
Event that we went to for the CPAC, we were one of the sponsors, and it was catered by an infused chef that was using hemp leaves and hemp hearts and hemp seeds, and there was a what was it? Was it a shrimp corn chowder?
I can't remember what the chowder was, but there was a chowder.
Yeah, it was real good.
There was the mac and cheese, and then they had a bunch of other stuff, but it was a wild event, so I didn't get around to their like snacky snack table.
It was a great event.
Oh, I tell you, if I was cultivating actively, all my leaves I would take from the plants. They would go directly into a salad that day. You know what I mean?
That'd be good.
Salad for me, deep fried for her.
No, I don't like. Okay, so deep fried vegetables and me have a rocky relationship. There's only certain kinds of vegetables that
only so many are really good that way, but some are. Like nothing like deep fried mushrooms
exactly.
in a nice ranch dipping sauce.
So, like, yeah. Mushrooms.
We've already decided we all like mushrooms.
Fried green tomatoes.
Yeah, fried green tomatoes.
Only certain vegetables.
I don't think I've ever tried those.
No, I see that.
Yeah. No, healthy living is the way to go. Plant-based.
Yes.
Well, David, I want to, had a wonderful time having you on the show. And we're going to hook up. I want to tell everybody once again, DM me if you're interested in a possible business opportunity that David and I are both involved with.
The opportunity isn't a possibility. The opportunity is for real.
Oh, yeah, the opportunity is.
The possibility is for them to get involved.
Right. Yeah, that is it exactly, because I'm already involved. You're already involved.
Yeah.
So, but we are only we're going to have to limit this to a small group of serious individuals only. And we will probably revisit this in the future. But for now, in order for us to help you develop, we can't have large numbers.
Yeah, that's
And
it. Because it's going to be really hands-on and help getting this team together and get them moving forward. So, we can only give so much time, right? We all only have so much time in the day to dedicate. So,
right.
we can do it really effectively with a small group for now. And then we'll see what comes down in the future.
Yep. Mike had wants information on it.
Okay, Mike. Yep. I'll get with you. Yeah, I think this might be something you're interested in. So yeah, it's going to be good. But like I said, DM me. Just tell me you're interested, and I will get a link to you. All right. Well,
Nice.
Whatever is going on behind the camera does not look like it's going to be a good situation.
yeah. So we're going to wrap it up tonight before we have a cat that's stuck.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, we've got the screen on the window. It's cracked about yay much, so we can run
Okay.
our cable outside. And this is a 30-pound cat, and he's like this big, and he's trying to crawl through a hole this big.
Yeah. Hold on.
That's funny.
Yeah.
He's just hanging out the window like this.
Pets, gotta love them.
So there we go. All right. Well, anybody that's local to us, remember you can catch us tomorrow at the 12 Points Creators Fair at 12 Points in Terre Haute.
Yes.
And we'll be there set up. Come by, talk to us. Love to get to know everybody. David, thank you so very much, my friend, for coming on. Always
hanging out with you for a couple of hours, having some good conversation, talking about our favorite plant.
Yes.
That's it.
I feel like we always have the best conversations with you too.
Oh, thank you.
I leave the conversation feeling like I've learned something. And I like those conversations.
Come to learn every day. Always.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And
what passion is about, right? When you're passionate about something, you want to learn more, and that's where expertise develops. Is through passion.
You want to learn more. You want to share more.
Yeah.
Yes, it's an addiction.
Yeah.
So thank you for being on tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Good night, Master Roachee. Good night, QueenKate.
Good night, David.
Until we see each other again, take care.
Later on, my friend.
You want me to end the show, or you want to talk to me? I never know what you want anymore.
Boy, that's a tough decision. Do I want to talk to Caitlin? Well, I'll tell you what, Caitlin. We haven't done this for a week or so.
What?
I'm going to open this up for anybody that has a problem or an issue that wishes Caitlin's advice. So if you have a problem or an issue that you would like Caitlin's input or advice about, please put it in the comments. And remember, this is Caitlin. I'm not guaranteeing the quality of the advice, but if you'd like advice,
are you doing bad advice?
Yeah.
Well, that's if anybody wants any.
The thing about you have
feedback.
to remember, there's a 30-second delay, so you're gonna have to wait a minute to give advice.
Yeah.
And also, the other thing I want you to remind people is about the Peace, Love, and Good Vibes video.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, we want to talk about that.
So everybody that is in here right now, listening ears, writing pens, we are going to be. What we want to do is we want you guys to send us a video of you saying
peace,
love and good vibes in an interesting environment, or maybe
be creative,
a comfortable space. We
let the spirit carry
your videos because we want to share all you beautiful peoples with all of the Canna fam, and we want you to be a part of our show in a way.
Yes. So send us a short video of peace, love, good vibes in a creative way, and let us play it and celebrate you as you celebrate us.
Yes.
I think it's going to be beautiful, but please do, if you're interested, You can make it serious, make it funny. You can make it a spoof. Whatever you want to do with it, feel free. But yes, we would like to invite you to be part of the show.
I
Yes,
think the
Caitlin.
goat's in the yard again.
I'm going to shoot the goat.
Don't shoot the goat. Okay.
The goat.
I'm going to go get some more water. You keep the folks entertained.
Well,
and when I get back, there better be some bad advice. You talk it up. Talk it up. You got this.
well, maybe everybody's wised up and has decided that they don't want advice from you. You ever think of that?
I mean, if they don't,
I mean,
well, we can just end the show.
I would not
out there-
suggest
If somebody
anybody
out
asking
there
you for
wants
advice
from me, I'll give it.
Oh boy, Nathaniel Nixon, you don't want to ask Kate that question. Be aware, starting a business from scratch is going to take a lot of work, probably 4 times the money that you initially thought it would, and it's going to take 3 to 5 years to really see a return. Before you enter into any type of business, make sure it's something that you really love, that it's something you want to invest your future into, because when you start a business like what we've started, we're betting our future on it, literally, and it was all in or nothing. So it's going to take that kind of commitment. It's going to take a financial commitment. There's a lot to starting a business. Do your research, do your market research before you even begin thinking about anything. Make sure that your product's viable, and that there is a market for it, and the market's not oversaturated. So that's just a little bit of advice that that I could share with you on starting a business, and it will make you bipolar.
I see.
So
my advice for starting a business, a new business from scratch, is yes, you can make big investments and invest everything in it, but you could also start small. Start out with about 5 products and then go from there. Invest a little bit of money in it as you go along. And then the next go round, after, you've sold all those products, invest a little bit more money into your business, and eventually it'll just start to grow, because the more quality your products are, the more they're going to sell.
Well, and there's also other ways that you can get into business without doing all the initial heavy lifting. It depends on what you're wanting to do. There's franchises. Burger franchises. There's something like what David and I are going to talk about, opportunities. But there's all kinds of different buy-in turnkey operations. So, depending on the business that you're looking into, franchise, turnkey, and some other operations may be exactly what you're looking for, something that's already kind of set up.
Yes. So Jason Willis asked me if I know how to deal with an empty nest. And personally, I do not know.
Never had...
I've never had kids. So I guess...
We don't know how to either.
Technically, I have an empty nest presently. And how I deal with it...
How do you have an empty nest presently?
Because I don't have kids. No kids.
Yeah.
So my nest,
but you don't appreciate your nest.
But you've got to fill the nest.
Like you will appreciate your nest when it's empty.
But you got to fill the nest
before you can appreciate an empty nest.
But before you fill the nest, it's still empty.
Whole different type of empty.
No, arguably not. Because
a different degree of empty.
It is a different degree of empty, because I can't remember who said it, but it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. So arguably, those who have always had an empty nest
What if you
Don't have
loved
it
and
better.
lost and then realized you never loved at all? How does that make you feel?
Whoopsie daisy.
Ah, whoopsie daisy.
That'd be a whoopsie daisy.
Well, on that note, would you like to say goodnight?
Nathan sent him deep. Hashtag deep.
Uh-huh. No, not really. Just gives the appearance.
Hey, sometimes
It-
I spewed off something really philosophical and it sounds really good. And then, like, I'll be asked to expand on it and I can't expand
no,
on
you
it.
can't. It's kind of like one synapse fired, and it had a momentary impression on her, and then it just kind of went back to dull. Say goodnight, Kate.
If somebody told me to elaborate on something, I could not.
Anyway, I want to thank everybody for your support and your viewership. I hope you're enjoying what we're doing. We love coming out here and talking with you.
Mm-hmm.
Love talking with David, Dr. Hyde, very knowledgeable guy. So is Joshua White. I'd like to get these guys together and really be able to answer some questions.
Yes.
And as always, peace, love, and good vibes. Good night, all. Have a wonderful evening.